You guys heard of that new movie that's out? The murders of...
The killing of the...
You guys seen that? So, but you guys know the gist of it, of what's going on in that film. So not to give away the whole film is about one of the Native American tribes, right? Our brothers, our sisters, the Osage Nation in Oklahoma. All right. So there, what was happening is that they got forced onto a reservation. First, we're going to show you that the children of Israel were going to get forced onto reservation. Deuteronomy 28 and 15, then jump to verse 62. I'm going to show you real quick that God's people were going to be plucked off the land, right? Because all of North America were the Native American Indians' land, right? This is the result of us breaking God's commandments.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God gave our people commandments, how we're supposed to treat each other, how we're supposed to treat the land. All these things, God gave us commandments and how to do, right? That's why when the Native Americans had this land, what happened? All the wildlife was thriving, right? There was no endangered species, right? There was no animals that were going extinct. Why? Because we knew how to deal with the land, right? Now, what? The water's polluted, the soil's polluted, right? Everything's polluted. Even you know what I'm saying? Everything's polluted. The air that we breathe is polluted, and it all goes back to us breaking the commandments of God, right? So He gave us commandments, and because we broke them, He said, what was going to happen?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So these curses were going to happen to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, the children of God, according to the Bible. Now we're going to show you one of those curses. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you.
So God did the so-called Native Americans, the tribe of Gad, according to the Bible. He said He rejoiced over you and multiplied you, right? There was millions of people, millions upon millions of so-called Native American Indians throughout North America and Canada, right? So what we call the U.S. and Canada today, right? It's all the way down to Central America. Our people were in abundance, right? We didn't have to want for nothing. Anything we wanted was provided by the land, right? We were able to grow our own crops. We were able to live off the buffalo, the animals that God provided to us, the deer, right? All these type of things. God said He rejoiced. He gave us much abundance. But what's going to happen because of the curses, because we broke His commandments? What happened?
So the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you.
So God says He's going to destroy the so-called Native Americans, the Israelites, the tribe of Gad, all right?
And to bring you to naught.
To bring you to nothing.
You want to read it?
Right now, we're not even, like, so if you think about the Native Americans right now,
this is what it's talking about.
They only come up in certain conversations.
Read first, brother.
Right?
That's exactly what you think
do the Native Americans ever come up at the UN? You think
That's what I'm saying.
There's conversations about,
is more
hey, the shift of power going on in the
read that, man.
Indian world. No, there's none of that. Does Native Americans have a military?
No.
Do they have a monetary system? No. Do they have a political system? Right? Maybe the Native, right? They got their own president and stuff like that, but it's all based on the U.S., right? What the U.S. allows the Native Americans to do. So He said He's going to bring them to naught. Go ahead.
And ye shall be plucked from off the land.
You see that? The Native Americans, God's people, were going to be plucked off the land. That's what the Bible says, right? And what happened when they got plucked off the land? Got taken into reservations, right? When you start looking at all these atrocities, right, that the other nations did to God's people, it was foretold in the Bible. God says, because you broke my commandments, you blacks, you Native Americans, you Hispanics are going to be cursed. And then we just read one of those curses. You'll be plucked off the land, right? The land is no longer yours. So when you see that movie, you're going to see that, yeah, they put the Osage Native Americans in a reservation, right? But then once they found that there was oil on the land, the white man came in and started marrying the women, and once they got married and the land rights could go to them, if the wife dies, they started killing the women. They started killing the women and the men, right? This is history. This is true things that happen. But the Bible foretells that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened to God's people. Now we walk around, we don't know who we are, right? We call ourselves all manner of different things, right? We're separated by language. We're separated by our customs, right? Because who here celebrates Christmas? Raise your hand, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, everybody celebrates Christmas. You think your ancestors followed Christmas? Huh? Before the Spaniards and the conquistadors came? Why do you think they follow it now?
Urban.
Huh?
It's like, I guess I don't know.
They accepted it.
How did they just say, okay, hey, did they vote for it? Say, hey, you Native Americans, what happened?
They had to accept it.
Yeah. So let's get some of that. Show how they were forced to believe in these type of things.
Like treason?
What's that?
They're like treason?
Treason?
Yeah.
Treason is if you go against the government, right? So a lot of our forefathers were treasonous, and many died because they were for their people and they didn't want to bend, for the government, right? Like we do now. A lot of our people, we just lay down and accept, right? Like right now, like what's your last name?
Hopinka.
Hopinka. Where does that come from?
North. Native American.
Native American.
Yeah.
So you're probably one of the few that has your own name, right? Your people's name. Because like I grew up. My mother's Pueblo from out here, right?
My dad's Pueblo.
And everybody has Spanish names. Why do you think that is? Because we got conquered. Our people were conquered, and it was forced on us. We speak their language. Now we do their customs. Our people didn't celebrate birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Our people, we look crazy celebrating Thanksgiving. Y'all celebrate Thanksgiving? Huh? You do? You understand that that's a celebration of the murder of the Native American people.
My family celebrates it, but it's just like everybody getting together and eating together.
Yeah, that's not what you celebrate, right?
Yeah, like honestly, like it's just like I just rather not attend or anything just because the history behind it. It's just it's wrongful.
Deuteronomy 28:36.
Oh yeah, well, give me Colossians 2 real quick.
Where are you guys from?
2 and 8. 2 and 8, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So we're going to show you something real quick, right? So we're showing you that a lot of these traditions, there's always meaning by it. Like July 4th. Like a lot of us say, oh, I just like to throw, we want to burn fireworks and barbecue, have some hot dogs and stuff like that, right? Not knowing that the celebration of that is a celebration of what? Of what?
The United States.
Against another empire, right? The British, the independence from Britain, right?
Yeah.
So all these things have meaning to it. So when you celebrate it, even if you don't mean to celebrate the true meaning of why we're even doing it, right? You're celebrating the independence of the United States from Britain. Just like you would when you sit down and you have that turkey, because everything's symbolic. I don't know if you guys knew. The turkey is symbolic of them killing the Native American. That's their body, right? The cranberry is the blood. All these things are symbolic, just like the fireworks, all that type of stuff is symbolic of the bombs, right? They say rockets, red glare, bombs bursting in there. It's symbolic. So when you sit down down for a Thanksgiving dinner, you're symbolizing and you're agreeing with the massacre of the Native American Indians, because that's what it represents. It represents the massacre, the genocide of the Native American, right? And here we are, all we want to do is assimilate. We want to be accepted, if it's subconscious or not, we just want to be accepted. We have assimilated, right? Our forefathers fought against this thing. I hope y'all understand that. Our fight is gone from us, right? Now we want to have positions, now we want to have jobs, now we want to have careers in the society that took our people down. Read that.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 8.
Read.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
You see that? Through philosophy and vain deceit. Read on.
After the tradition of men.
You see that? Out of the traditions of men. These are not things that we celebrate. And the traditions of men is what? The men that conquered us. That's the traditions that we're following, right? The ones that got conquered, they're the ones that's going to assimilate. They're the ones that's going to change, right? If we won the wars, guess what? They would be speaking, their last name would be your last name, right? Because we won. They'll be celebrating what we celebrated, right? But because we broke God's commandments, he sent other nations against us, and now we serve them, right? Go back to Deuteronomy 28, because I want to show you that that's still a curse, that we got to serve our enemies, right? So right now, to get an education, where do you guys got to go? Right here. Can you go to your own people for education? Like, what are you going to school for?
Economics.
Economics. What are you going for?
Psychology.
You? Engineering?
I'm not in school right now.
Okay.
I'm just
Passing through?
Yeah.
All right. All praise. So, if you want to go, for engineering or psychology, right? Or economics, can you go to your own people? Can you go to SIPI, right? You guys know what SIPI is, right?
I don't know Mississippi.
Right? You want to go to SIPI? Can you go to SIPI and get your engineering degree? Can you go to your own people?
Yeah.
Do you have an engineering program at SIPI? No, they don't. No.
Well, my card's in
Who accreditates the school?
Right, and even if they did, yeah, that's right. Who accredited them? Who said, okay, you're approved to teach this curriculum? Who did they have to go to?
Gave them the grant.
The government, right? But so watch what God says. This is a continuation of the curses because our people broke God's commandments. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So now we are serving our enemies, right? If you believe it or not, we are serving the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. You are serving your enemies in this land. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
God's the one that sends the enemies against you. The conquistadors, Kit Carson, right? All those, the U.S. cavalry, God sent the enemy against us, right? Read.
In hunger.
So we're going to serve the enemy in hunger. So they control the food industry, right?
Farmers.
They control it, right? This was once our land, but now we got to go to them for food. Now we got to go to them for any type of food, right? Go ahead.
And in thirst.
And in thirst, right? Beverage industry, right? You see right there, Pepsi, right? Our people don't own that. Our people don't own Dasani, right? Even though water comes free from the earth, right? Or even if you get water from your tap, you still got to pay for that. You got to go to your enemy for beverages, for food, what else?
And in nakedness.
For your clothes, the clothes that you have on right there. Our forefather, Geronimo didn't wear it. Geronimo, he was a prophet of God. His name is Jeremiah in English, right? So he went to board. That's we've assimilated our what we wear, what we eat, what we drink. We've assimilated to the ways of this world. We serve our enemies. We must go to our enemies for all these things, right? For our food, our drink, our clothing. Go ahead. What else?
And in want of all things.
So if you want anything, if you want an education, you got to go to your enemy, right? If you want to learn about God, guess who you had to go to learn about God?
Church.
Yep, the Catholic Church, the white priest that was molesting our people, right? You guys know about the Indian schools, the boarding schools, Carlisle. You guys know about all that?
Yep.
There was killing our people there. There was molesting our people there in the name of God. But that's who we go to now to learn about God, right? We have to go to them for everything. If we die, if you have a child, to get a birth certificate, to get a social security card, to get a certificate of Indian blood, you must go to your enemy, right?
Yeah.
Any tribe can just go and say, hey, here's a certificate of Indian blood, but unless the United States government recognizes that, all it is a piece of paper. Y'all understand that, right?
Yep.
Y'all see that. God, this is what's happened because we broke God's commandments, right? Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. So if you look right here, these are yokes of iron, right? A lot of people think historically that this only happened to the so-called black people, right? But we have a book. This is a broad. Right here. Another slavery. It's written by Andres Resendez, right? This book right here shows you that it wasn't just the slavery of the blacks. This right here goes into the slavery of the Hispanics and the Native Americans that also had yokes of iron upon their neck. Let me show you. I'll show you a quick picture of here real quick. Let's see, page 64. Let me show you real quick. It's a drawing. So you see right here, There's many. You see like a priest here. You'll see a lot of Native Americans being put to death. Look, they chopped them up in pieces. Right? That was in the 1500s. Look right here. So this is a drawing right here of a Spanish encomienda. You'll see right here in the drawing that they have yokes of iron around their necks. Just like the so-called, the black people did, the tribe of Judah, your brothers had upon their necks, right? These are all foretold in the Bible. I hope y'all understand that thing, right? Jump up to where it says, thou shalt not lend to them.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43.
Now, so before we read this, let me ask y'all a question. What tribe are you from? I know you're Dene, Acoma. So, can you go to the bank of Acoma? Or does Acoma have a bank? No. Does the Dene have a bank? Huh? No, that they own a bank, the Navajos. Can you go to them to like if you wanted to go to school here and say, hey, I want to make a loan from my own people. I don't want to go to New Senda. I don't want to go to Bank of America. I want my interest that I pay to go to my people. Can you do that? Watch the Bible say.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So the other nations that are amongst us, they're going to get very high. Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low.
But you children of God, you Israelites are going to come down very low. Go ahead.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
All the other nations will lend to you. You will not lend to them. We have to go to our enemies for the want of all things. Right? They don't come to us for the mortgage. They don't come to us for the auto loans, right? We go to them, right? Our people are on the bottom, right? He just said we're gonna come down very low. So this is another curse. Verse 16, real quick. I'm gonna give you another curse here, real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city. Cursed
shalt thou be in the city. Our people, your people, the Israelites, God's people, is cursed in the city. How are our people cursed in the city? Do you guys know? You guys have give me any examples? What are your Native? If you go out into the street right now, where are you going to see your Native American brothers at? You going to see them in the finest parts of town? Are you going to see them in Tanawon? Where are you going to see them at?
The poor areas.
Yeah.
Some of them homeless, sadly.
There you go. That's where our people are. That's where our people are at, and they target the blacks, Native American, Hispanics systematically, like you said. Right? How do they target us? Payday loans, right? Title loans. That keeps us oppressed and it keeps us down. Y'all understand that? Yep. That keeps our people down. What is it when you got to give blood? The blood, the plasma and blood donations. That's how our people live. That's what we got to do in order to make ends meet. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Because our people are oppressed. The reason you see the Native American brothers and sisters out there drunk and high off their mind, because it's hard to make it in this society. It's against them. I hope y'all understand that. It's against you. You know what I'm saying? So, because even if you do, okay, so say you get your degree, you got your economics degree, you got your engineering degree, right? You got your psychology degree, right? You walk out of here, even if you're one of the top rank in your class, right? More than likely, they're going to pass you up on a job when you compare it to a Caucasian man, a woman, boss's son. You see that? The Israelites are first, they're last hired, first fired. You know what I mean? And the sooner we understand. Huh?
Here in the city, what if I got my economics degree and went back to Acoma Public?
Oh, hey, that's be a good thing that you can help your people,
right.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be what we do learn. We're supposed to be taking it back and learning. But what a lot of people do, they get their degree, and what do? They leave New Mexico. They leave where they're from, right? And they go build up the so-called white man's empire.
They have a home right here.
Right. They got people that our people rely on us right now, right here, right? So if it's not going to be us, who is it going to be, right? If it's not going to be us to teach the young, our children, our cousins, right? Who is it going to be?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example.